Music is the universal language that connects people from all walks of life. But with millions of people out there, how can you be sure that people are finding your music? In this video, I want to break down 10 tips to be sure that people are discovering your songs online. Okay guys, number one is utilize, you guessed it, where you're probably seeing this from right now, social media, right? Utilize the different social media platforms, and this involves obviously starting pages if you don't have them. Now the trick with this as well is that it can be really overwhelming to have a bunch of different places to manage things, and different platforms do tend to have different content they favor. But either way, do what makes sense for you. If you need to start with Instagram and that just you're able to work that platform and you like it, then do that, right? And then morph into maybe YouTube or morph into then TikTok, whatever it may be. And you also, guys, it's not wrong to put the same content across the board. It just might not be as effective because you can probably look at the different ones and see what tends to be more the vibe of that kind of social media platform there. But definitely be utilizing this free tool called social media. Also with the social media, make sure that you have your bio there. Make sure you have your contact, and you don't need to be blasting out your phone number there, but like put your email in there so that if people find you and they really like your stuff, that they can do it there. I have like Insta bio. There's like Linktree and these different places there where you can put different ways for people to get in touch with you. Also, that not only the email, you could put a place for your website, you could also put a place to link your music so that they can find it there, right? So you can put your content, you can have that there, and in your bio, make sure you have those other pieces so people can find you and contact you if they have a cool opportunity for you. So, number one, utilize social media. Number two, collaborate with other artists, right? This is a great way for people to discover your music. If there's two of you, there's more audience to expose it to. That could be too, whether it is that you're doing a duet, or it could be that you're working with other producers, or you're co-writing with other people. You might be the singer, but then you're co-writing with other people. But it tends to be if you are working with other people, they will also promote that, and that's a great way to get discovered. Three would be create engaging content, right? Be sure that you and this has to be genuine and real for yourself, right? You do not have to pretend to be something you're not. It can be super helpful to go look at other people and see what you might find engaging. And typically if you find it engaging, it's something that you like. So that might be also that someone else likes, but it tends to be more of a genuine expression of yourself. But definitely be creating content and be consistent with it. That could be that it is your consistency looks like every day. Someone else's consistency looks like every other day. Someone else's is once a week. Someone else's is once a month. Whatever it may be, consistency is the name of the game. I wouldn't go too far out beyond like once a month, but you know, maybe people have done that. I would just say that content and consistency go hand in hand. All right, number four is get your music on popular streaming platforms. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. And it can seem overwhelming, but the really cool thing is there's neat distribution companies. I'm not associated with them, but you can check them out. DistroKid, TuneCore, those are the two main ones that I know of. Drop a comment if you know others. That you can upload your music to, put all of your artwork, all your information, your co-writers typically in there as well, and it will then take your song and blast it out to other people. So that would be a great way to get your music discovered. Number five is engage with your audience. I think, how does this play into discoverability? Well, actually there's a few things I think algorithm-wise that the more likes, comments, those kinds of things, it will kick it through the feed. But I would say to that, don't worry too much about that. But I do think the more that you do engage, it does help when it comes to those ends there, but it helps to create really great fan engagement and interaction, and I think people like that, and that's also how word spreads. So it's kind of twofold in that, meaning two parts, right? That it can help you with the algorithm and stuff like that, but it can also help in real connection and Real connection tends to spread to other people because they like that. Okay, number 6, what would I say? Music blogs, online magazines. That whole world is not dead. Even though people don't always instinctively go there, it can be a great source to utilize, right? Some of those places have really big fan bases that like to watch their content, to either watch it or read it, depending on what they're doing there. But most definitely utilize them. Reach out, quick Google search. Top music blogs, or like music reviews or artist features or things like that. Just get creative with it, but it can be a great way for people to discover you. Start with your local newspapers, guys. That actually is a great way. Send them a press release of different things that you have happening, introducing yourself. Even if you feel you can attach yourself to a cause, if there's something you're passionate about, that makes for a great story and ultimately great success for you. All right, so talk about social media, utilize hashtags. I wouldn't go crazy, and the issue with hashtags is things change, right? I've been there where it's like, use a ton of hashtags, don't use a lot of hashtags, use a ton of hashtags, don't use a lot of hashtags. I don't know, feel like it changes every week. But the key thing is, I think if you stay with a few core hashtags that's relatable to you and your music, then I think that can be a helpful way because it's all about like the algorithm when it comes to social media and different platforms, to be able to understand kind of like how to tag you and then to put that through to the right people. So utilize hashtags, don't be shy with them, but also don't go crazy, or at least just make sure that you do a quick search on it. There's tons of different information on that. Okay, I kind of alluded to this in the part 1, which was create a website, right? People can think that their social media can play as that, and it can be a great way, but with so many resources like Wix, which again, I'm not associated with them, but like you can create a free website yourself, take a couple pictures with some of these amazing phones, whatever it may be. You can start with just making a really basic website, and this can be a great place for you to send different gigs or shows that you're trying to book, right? And it can be a great way for people to dive a little deeper into you as an artist. So what you can do is just look up other local artists, maybe in a similar lane to yourself, and see what they kind of have there. I would typically find the standard is like a homepage. I love like right now there's like the one page, even though it's different tabs, like you can click and jump ahead to different